Hey, this is Banzai. I'm out here today using a kit lens on the Canon EOS M5. Nice thing about these is that they have a little lock on it. It gets super small, or smaller than quite a few other lenses. However, it is a challenge to open sometimes. The first thing you might think of with kit lenses is the range, in this case 15 to 45. So it's wider than a lot of the traditional kit lenses that you think of from the mid-2000s, like 18 to 55. In this case, I'm talking APS-C stuff here, 15 adds that little extra bit of wideness to it that I really like. So depending on the kit lens, it could be a nice range to it. 45, not as long, but I would personally trade that off for getting the wider and more wide. The zoom range versatility is super nice on the kit lens. Another thing to think about with kit lenses is the size. They're generally smaller in size. Something like this can actually compact down even further when you're traveling. You opened it up, a nice combination of size versus what it can do with that focal length range. Another benefit of kit lenses, considering the price, is that they usually have image stabilization in the lens. What? So that means when I'm vlogging, when I'm doing stuff like this, or when I'm doing more of the telephoto stuff, that really helps out with the image stabilization. It's pretty challenging finding wide angle lenses with the image stabilization. So in this case, 15 at crop with the stabilization is really, really nice. Especially with Canon, they don't put that stabilization in the body. Not great there, but depends on the camera, depends on the lens. Anyways, with kit lenses, usually you'll get that in there, which is nice. The big thing with kit lenses is always going to be about image quality. Is it good enough for you? Think about what you're doing when you're taking photos, what situations. Do you need larger apertures in whatever focal length you're trying to do? But basically, you're trading the price, you're trading the versatility that you won't get with a prime lens, you're trading various things, the size, for potentially image quality. Sometimes you can get a kit lens that's very, very nice at wider apertures. Of course, you can always stop down your aperture, make it smaller so you get higher quality images out of it. But do you really need to be pixel peeping at 100%? Are you printing? What are you doing with your photos that you really need to care? Are you resizing them to 100 pixels on the long ends and putting them on whatever internet platform like Instagram? So basically, kit lenses I think can be just fine for a lot of situations with image quality. Think about the point of photography. With a kit lens, it really doesn't matter. It's going to help you get your point across. Trying to make stories, trying to work on your composition, whatever you're trying to do, you can do it with a kit lens most of the time. One thing to think about with kit lenses is the apertures. So in this case, 3.5 to 6.3 on the telephoto end. And definitely if you're taking photos in the daytime, stuff like that, it's not going to be any issue. With large apertures in your lenses, you're going to have potentially issues with the composition, what you're trying to take a photo of, and how much of the stuff you want in focus. So large aperture isn't always the main solution. One situation, I was using a telephoto lens, which is kind of the other side of the kit lens equation. You've got this wider one, and then you've got a long telephoto one. With that, it was dark conditions, it was snowing, I was taking a photo of a person. Now, if I had used a larger aperture lens, maybe I could have benefited from one or two stops with a larger aperture. However, if I had kept going with something even larger, it would have been an issue because I wouldn't have had what I wanted in focus. So there are trade-offs, and a kit lens isn't always going to be the worst option. Should you keep your kit lens? Should you buy a kit lens with your camera? I don't see why not. Usually the price is not a huge amount of difference. Now, of course, if you're looking to buy a higher end lens that matches that range and it's not super huge and it just works out well for you, go for it. But with the kit lens, you have the versatility, you have a backup, you have basically a lot of benefits in a small package. There are some drawbacks, of course, like I mentioned, with the smaller apertures, potentially with the lower image quality, but in a lot of situations, is image quality that big of a deal? I don't know. Personally, I don't think so. Anyways, kit lens is a good option. Try them out. Keep using them. Sky Photography Banzai. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.